It's taking a long time to. Okay, here we go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you for joining another scene for a living world of darkness rage across New York. Our scene starts off in the Tellurian side of the sept. Eric Skovgaard is fucking melting with all this heat. Um, Definitely very uncomfortable um, with the heat. Preferring, the more chillier climes of the north where he came from, despite how long he's actually been in the United States. Still, though, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since he's heard from Tlate, his sister, um, and basically he will make his way over to the lake or the pond where she usually frequents, um, to see if she's there first, if she's there at all first.
Well, coincidence happens, and yeah, she's actually around. She has, like, the first thing you will see is probably like a heap of clothing, um, kind of blue shades, Native American style clothing, and then like a little bit further into the lake, actually, he will see a couple of ripples, and finally her coming to the surface. And yeah, she seems to be taking a swim because why the fuck not? Because yeah, it is fucking hot, and she as well is more used to a cooler climate.
Hmm. Um, if she when she pops her head out, she'll actually see Eric there standing with his hand on his hips, uh, and then he'll like brush like the sweaty strands of hair like out of his face, and he looks down at her, and he looks down at himself for a second. He looks at her, and then looks at himself again, and then like he starts actually removing the rest of his clothing except for like his undergarments, staying in his boxers. Um, he eschews the rest, putting it in a nice folded neat pile next to hers, and he actually steps in and submerges himself. And he'll actually, depending how far she is actually um, out there, he will swim out there, and then kind of when he gets close to her, flip over onto his back and kind of just like splay out and just let the natural flotation of his body just kind of hold him there, and he just kind of like lets himself chill there for the time being. And there's an audible, notable sigh of relaxation and um, approval of the coolness of the water.
As he starts to approach her, and yeah, her noticing him, it is, he can see that she looks a little conflicted because how the fuck are you showing throat while you're in the water? So she kind of ends up yeah um, just throwing her head in her neck, exposing her throat because yeah, there's still something as proper etiquette, even
Mm-hmm.
if you're both in the water.
He kind of closes his eyes, um, as the sun is more directly, beaming into them now. Um, but he opens one and kind of squints at her, and he just chuckles. I think we can let this go just this once. You know, more important matters to be had here, like enjoying this water. Don't you agree?
Yes, Raya, and she'll put her, yeah, she'll relax again, and just kind of mimics him by just going to float on her back.
Another request. because I know you like
Yes.
requests. Uh, just Eric for now, and you'll be Tlate. Cool.
As you wish, Eric.
So how have you been? Not as if I know a lot of things are going on right now with you, and honestly, despite everything that I have going on with myself, at the end of the day, throughout the day, I still find my thoughts come to you, and I figure I might as well pretend like I'm, a good brother and actually do something about it.
I,
So,
I'm fine.
knowing our history and hearing you say that, not too inclined to believe you right off the bat. Though, if you say you are, I will have to take it at face value. But know that, you know, I have my doubts. I know how close you and Tapisa were. You leaned on her for much, even though you might not have thought you've shown that. And that's not a problem, or is a problem. She is, after all, your sister. But she was a foundation for you
Yes.
and your rock. And with that gone, I have to say that Eric is concerned.
I I miss her. But I have a duty to accept to my pack, to the nation. And I will fulfill that as well as I can.
And he takes a long drawn breath and kind of lets that kind of like hang in silence, the moment hang in silence for a moment. It's okay to take some time out for yourself, Talate, especially in moments like this. And moments like this where you need to make sure that you are at peace internally. The nation and everybody else be damned. You give up so much already. We all give up so much already that sometimes you have to take time for yourself and mend, whatever that means to you. I, even though Aaron or Contempt of Court, Ping or Isaac were not my blood relation, they were pack mates and they meant much to me. They still mean much to me. And with everything going on and being who I am and what I was taught, I didn't take any time out to fix that, what was inside of me, the resentment and the hatred, the pain. And I took that out on reindeer. I blamed him. And now you see that I'm packless. But it was something that needed to be done. Don't wait till the last moment before something bad happens for you to take that time out and fix whatever you need to fix. I can't make you do it. I'm just giving you advice.
I don't have anyone but myself to blame.
You can't blame yourself. No, I'm not too sure of the details of what happened, but whatever it did, knowing you, you're smart. Yeah, you're passionate, but who isn't? You did what you could. You did what you did, and Tapisa did what she did, and events played out. And you sometimes you can't help that. No amount of preparation or anything could stop what we encounter out there. We can only try to make the best of the situation and try to take advantage where we can. But it doesn't make us prone to not hear guys call. And when our time is up, our time is up. It's just the way it is.
When one day I went to hunt that pack, I went to Wendigo's shrine. I paid my tuminage to him, asking him to allow anyone who was in that party, should something happen, to give them the ability to fight on even after they couldn't fight anymore. To continue on until the vengeance was fulfilled. I paid the tuminage with my own blood. And then I put my blood on her. It wasn't meant for her. Tuminage wasn't meant for her.
So you're saying it was meant for you?
I wasn't there. I couldn't heal. The tuminage almost killed me. And when she got killed, Wendigo took her over. But I keep wondering if I hadn't painted her with my blood, the blood that I used to pay the tuminage with, if it would have been someone else. Or if I hadn't made the deal and I could have been there, I could have helped.
And he just again goes silent. Those are tough questions. I can imagine the turmoil you must feel when you ask yourself that. You think about that every day. That pieces die here. But you need to know that you only did what you thought you were doing that was best at the moment. You made a decision and you ran with it. And you had the best intentions in mind. And you did your duty as a theurge. I don't think anybody would hold it against you or assume that you should take blame for what happened.
They don't. I wish they did.
That's the kind of talk that will keep you too guarded in the future. You can't take responsibility for something like that, Tlate. It'll just continue to eat you up inside, and you'll question yourself, and you will make mistakes.
So how else do you deal with it? How do you deal with the pain?
You live. You make the best of your days every day. You fight longer and harder. You make sure your responsibilities are taken care of. And you try to honor your sister and her wishes. That's all you can do. There's no magical wand or right or anything. The answer is just fucking live.
We brought her back home. That was her wish.
How did that go?
The gathering was very Wendigo. They didn't want to allow us to be there.
That's some horse shit. Please tell me they allowed you to be there.
Her father stepped in. Then they did allow us to be there. They told me I wasn't a Wendigo. I'm a Fenrir.
He takes an aggravated breath. You can almost hear like the tinny sounds of like a primal growl to him as he does so.
I wonder if they're right.
You wonder if they're right that you're Get?
Hmm.
As far as I know, as far as I understand it, you may have the blood. We may share the same blood, but mind, body, and soul, you are Wendigo.
I keep saying that to myself. Wendigo accepted me. And then I wonder maybe Maybe he took the piece away because he was angry. I don't know.
I'm inclined to think that's not what happened. But I just think that's more questions and stuff to beat yourself up over. And I don't think you should entertain those thoughts.
Back when I was a cub and we realized that we share a father,
Mm-hmm.
we share blood. I wondered if Fenrir would accept me, if I would ask to be part of his tribe. I was just playing with the thought, really. I never wanted to be a Get of Fenrir, nor anything else but a Wendigo, but you think you would have?
Well, you are pretty stubborn, hot-headed, very passionate. You damn near beat every fucking Arun on this sept and a spar, except for me, as it should be. um, you make good plans. You have sound judgment. You care a lot about your family. I mean, aside from a test to make sure you have everything, I don't see why you shouldn't be a Fenrir. You have a certain level of responsibility that you put upon yourself, just like a Fenrir. You put everything first, like a Fenrir. That's not, your personal interest. As you said earlier, the nation and your duty. You have the blood. So yeah, I think you would have been a fine Fenrir.
A while ago, I would have seen that as the greatest insult anyone could have given me. But I've come to realize that the things you say, a lot of those things fit the Wendigo as well. It is interesting to see how close yet how far our tribes actually are.
It's it's quite the thing, isn't it? How simple events twist and bend our prejudices. Yet if we just took the fucking time to talk and get past our rage, it'll be as you said. We will see we were very much the same in many ways. It's quite a shame, but
It is what it is.
exactly. But you always have to start somewhere. like you and me now, and how we have been. We didn't start off on the best of foot, and we might not even be sure of each other yet either. But there's no doubt that you are my sister, and I care for you as my sister, as a family member. And I put that before everything else.
Thank you, brother. I I do much the same. I look at you and I'm proud of what you have done, as a sister is proud of their brother. That I would trust you in a fight with everything. That I would have your back no matter what.
And I don't know if she can see Eric, but Eric kind of like um probably for the first time in a long time has like this real genuine smirk on his face. Um he is even kind of choked a little bit, like he kind of clears his throat with that type of noise. Um but he feels a sense of admiration and a connection that he hasn't felt in a long time. I I am at a loss for words.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. That's it's, it just I have not felt this feeling in a long time, and I'm glad that you said that. In a way, I needed to hear that more than anything else, and know that for a while now, I've trusted you with your knowledge, with what you um, do, and your duties and your responsibilities. Like you take them to heart, and I appreciate that, and I see that. And you were so diligent and hardworking. I admire that. I've always admired that. And you, for a long time, you have been the most informative and inquisitive Farage we've had in a long time.
I think I just had a really good teacher.
Victoria,
Yes.
yes. I'll make sure to give him something to show my appreciation.
I think he would appreciate bacon very much.
Just leave a slab of bacon out for him. You think that'll be okay?
I think he would, even if he wouldn't be able to enjoy it, I think he would laugh at someone placing bacon at Uctena's shrine.
All right. I'll make sure it's done. So, Alpha now, huh?
Yes. Will and I had a discussion about it, and we both agreed that at this point in time, it would be better for me to take the alpha position.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
worried
what?
about it.
Why? What's up? If you don't mind me asking, and I only ask this because, as well, Wormfoe, I need to know the conditions of my packs. So, if there's something I should know about, please elaborate.
I am not sure if it is something you should know about as a Wemfo. I just have noticed the past couple of weeks that his behavior is erratical. Sometimes he is very depressed, and sometimes that he is quite the opposite and
Hmm.
does multiple things at the same time and jumps around like a pup.
I noticed you guys been going to the Flux Realm a lot. Well, maybe not a lot, but you've been there quite a few times, I think. Has
Been there twice.
anything? Excuse me, twice. Has anything happened there?
The first
Yeah, I
time I
noticed.
noticed his behavior was when we released the first vial we got from the Flux Realm.
Hmm. Have you been experiencing anything out of the ordinary, like
No,
he's exhibiting? Huh.
I have not. I thought for a moment that it may have been the influence of the vial on his spirit heritage, as the Tlate children that he has a close connection to went very wild. But the same was happening to the water spirits, and I do not feel any difference than I have felt before.
Hmm. My only concern is that everything we have done so far concerning this Weaver problem is basically just putting patches on a dam that's still leaking, you know? And I'm worried. I'm worried that what might have happened with Felix might happen with him, might happen to him.
The same thought has crossed my mind, yes. But I have no solid proof of it. I cannot sense the wild as I can sense the worm.
The only thing we could do right now is keep an eye on him, as you have been doing, and if you come across anything that you are personally uncomfortable with that might potentially be an issue, and I totally trust your judgment on that, let me know.
I will. Thank you.
And if it's something that can be handled between you and I so that nobody else finds out, I'm perfectly fine with doing that.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I am unsure how to handle the situation. As I said, I do not have much information nor a way to obtain it. I've thought about summoning Katori's spirit to see if he could give any insight, but I'm reluctant to do so. However, you are right when it comes to the conflict between, well, with the Weaver issue. And I do not think that we, as a sept, will ever be able to fully fix this, as there will always be war between the triad. As long as there is no perfect balance, and there is no perfect balance, there will never be perfect balance.
No. There will never be. The Weaver's always been quite strong here, obviously. I mean that should be obvious when you arrive here. I mean, look at the fucking place. We're surrounded by glass and concrete and all directions all around us.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, the last time we had a Weaver attack on the Sept before the last series was a year ago. And I don't expect there to be a perfect balance, but as long as we can go to some semblance of what it was before or in that time of peace, where we can operate unhindered and not be chased down by spiders, where we have to make deals to not shift or take other forms for a week, I'll count that as a victory. So we'll do what we can.
I'm afraid that that time will not happen in our lifetime.
Probably not.
Although, on the other hand, with the matter that is at hand, there might be maybe a chance that is all that is left. The thing in the museum is worrying me a lot.
Honestly, me too. I've been taking patrols outside of the sept to check on the other tree cairn, and no Theurge, but I tried to at least let some of the spirits know there to move deeper into the cairn there.
Has it been attacked?
Not yet.
Good.
But we've been keeping eye on the museum, and I make sure to stay there regularly just to make sure.
If you wish, I don't mind accompanying you.
I could use your assistance. That'd be great.
Very well. I've spoken to the warder about this. I met him a couple of days ago, actually.
Oh yeah, and how did you find him?
He is. I find it strange, but very bonar. Meeting him, however, I realized that there are many ways to serve the nation. It is one of the reasons why I agreed on taking Alpha for our pack.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Interested in what he had to say to get to you in that sense.
it's not just that. With Will's behavior and Topisa gone, at this point, as I said, I am a little hesitant when it comes to William.
I
I trust
understand.
him as a brother, and I would do anything for him, but he and I have always butted heads over certain actions that he took. And I found myself thinking if I would be able to follow him as an alpha. And at first I didn't see any other option, but
You saw the option in yourself.
yes, the warder made me see that a Metis' job is to serve the nation and to serve a pack. If I look at what's best for my pack right now and what position I would be able to serve my pack best, then I feel that being alpha right now is the best way to serve my pack and to make my sister proud.
Have to say, I'm a bit jealous of that. But I'm
Why?
glad he got through to you. It's just, I guess, just something I've always kind of wanted you to kind of see in yourself. That you, even though you're serving and you see it as serving your pack and the nation, I also see it as you deserve to be a leader. You always have ideas, you always have initiatives. You can fight. You are strong in your own ways. And those deserve to be recognized. So I'm just glad that he was able to make you realize that, and by putting it in the light that he was able to put that to you too, to see that. I know plenty others are not going to be okay with that, but
I know.
we'll deal with that as it comes.
Yes, and we will. I will. I understand that I will always be a Metis. That is, I don't try to make myself be more than I am. But we will see.
Just make sure you're ready to stand up for yourself when the time comes, if it comes.
I will be ready to stand for my pack.
I know Will have your back. He always has. So, don't have to worry there.
And we have found a third pack member.
Oh, yeah? Who?
Maria.
Wonderful.
She has, to me, I was impressed with her actions when there was a Bane that was controlling, in a sense, 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
And she accompanied us on our mission to get Yggdrasil back. I think she will be a good addition to our pack.
Remind me, what tribe is she from?
Tlate will smile for a moment. She is Uktena.
Ah, then yeah. Oh, well, if anything else, I think your pack would have been the best choice for her overall.
She
So,
asked to join, and Will and I had already decided to offer her a place if she wished. So I guess you are correct in that.
well, the only other place I believe she would have been welcomed was maybe the Striders.
Yes. But since we are working closely together with them often, I have asked her if she would be willing to help me with making sure that their pack has the talents that they need and the spiritual help that they need. She is willing to do that.
As the former alpha of that pack, I can appreciate that. Express that to her for me, and know that I appreciate you for that as well.
I'll make sure that she knows. If you need any assistance, you know that you can always come to us, right?
I know. I need to get my ass in gear and actually see about getting a pack together. I'm actually looking at Felix and Shady. If you are familiar with Shady, I'm not too sure. I don't recall.
We have met once at your porch.
Yes. I was looking at taking things of Sobek as well, but he perished in the last mission, so
Yes, I heard.
You plan on going on the next one, right? The hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
After all, it was our pact that made the deal with the Ratkin.
Yeah. Let William. I told William that the fire and the death of the humans there was not on me, but the Ratkin. I can only assume they crashed a van into the entrance and flooded it with rats. From there, I don't know what else they did, but I can only imagine.
Yeah. I can guess that William's reaction was not too overly happy regarding it.
That was one of the first things he said to me when we talked about it and when we were going to decide to use their help. Frankly, just to be honest, I'm not too fussed over the death of these humans.
They are humans. The city is full of them.
Exactly.
Besides, if a certain thing happens, they will die anyway.
Exactly.
I know William has a different mindset than you or I in this regard.
I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it's hard knowing the, this pack, this sect has always been so non-traditional. It's sometimes it causes you to question things, especially when it comes
Yes.
to human lives. So glad to know somebody else is of the same mindset as me.
When I look at the city, I see millions of humans living their lives. I also see more than half of them already gone, destroyed by either weaver or worm. It is a simple fact. A lot of these humans are nothing more but empty shells.
I wholeheartedly agree. Nothing more than drones doing the same thing day in, day out, addicted to what they're addicted to, whatever it may be. They do nothing but waste and waste and waste. I don't have any bloodlust to go out and kill them all. But if I knew right now if it would save Gaia, I would do it.
Yes. At this point, they serve no purpose. Killing them would make it more difficult for us to operate.
Yes.
But they are, as I said, they are of no purpose. They are no consequence to us. Just walking sacks of bones and blood. They've lost their love for Gaia. They've lost their ability to wonder about the world and to see the beauty of it. Whether it be by worm or by weaver, most of them are lost. I have no qualms killing them.
Me neither. It's part of the reason why I think in the long run why I decided to leave the Striders of Ice and Concrete too as well.
They care more for the world as it is right now and not for the world as it should be.
Yeah.
It's a flaw I see in many homage.
It was very hard for a while. I tried to get my pack to see the wisdom of balancing that out, you know. Come more Garu. See what you need to see on this side. Know that you can't be human here. You need to be kind of like, you know, in the middle of this.
It's because we are not human. We are not human, we are not wolf. All of us are in between. I think that is something that, although we will never be, as 10 Point says it, fully Garu, we as Metis understand that more than anyone. We're always part human, part wolf, part spirit. It makes us one.
Yes.
Actually, I do need to come back to you about the meteor.
That's fine. I'm
Because
sorry. I was trailing off anyways.
no, I did the same. But as I said before, I was speaking to the warder about it, and apparently a lot of the information I told him he claimed he did not receive yet.
That's strange. What did you tell him? Because we told him quite a bit, if I remember correctly.
I told him about the tentacles, about how they suck energy out of the sept and of spirits and of ourselves. And how when you wound them, they spill noses. That's a twisted version of it. But I've also told him about the song that helps to calm them down. His first reaction to that was that he wanted me to teach all guardians to learn the song. I respectfully disagreed with him on that. You fought those tentacles yourself.
Mm-hmm.
They are not easy prey.
No.
They are a formidable foe that we're fighting. And for the guardians to fight and sing at the same time would probably mean that they would do both.
There's
Not
no way.
at
There's no
their
way.
best. No. However, I did have a few other ideas that he asked me to discuss with you.
Yeah, I'm all ears. I'm all for ideas. I love ideas.
My first idea was there are, like, the Galliards, most of them, and a couple of theurges know the lullaby.
Yeah, I recall asking you to teach them.
Yes, and I did. I know at least Saoirse and 10 points myself know of the song. I was thinking that either we could set up some sort of deal where one of us would join the Guardians. But I thought maybe better it would be if all those who know the song would accompany a Guardian on their patrols. So that in case of an attack, there is always at least someone close by who knows the lullaby and can at least attempt to calm them down while the rest fights them off.
And the warder asked you to get my permission on that?
Yes.
That's strange.
Why?
Because matters of protection of the sept is up to him. I deal with everything outside. Yeah, I'm a guardian and I'm a wormfoe, but ultimately it's his decision.
He told me to discuss things with you and to set up arrangements accordingly.
Hmm.
Who am I to doubt the order of the sept?
To be honest with you, I always wanted a guardian. I always wanted a theurge in the guardian corps. They could provide a insight otherwise that we just honestly generally been lacking. It's nothing but Allrooms and Galliards. And
Couture,
obviously, I miss Katori.
he was both. He was keeper of the land, but in that regard, also part of the Guardian Corps, I believe. He once told me.
Yeah, I remember him. I remember him giving plenty of input on things. What was coming up?
Well, if it's just the theurge you're looking for, because I know at this point the only keepers that we have besides the keeper of the land are 10 Point and myself. So if you would need a theurge, that would be a guardian only. And there are a couple of them that held no position at this point. Alona, Kumba, Karna, Felix, and Maria. However, if you wish, I could discuss with the Keeper of the Lands if he would agree to me fulfilling both Keeper and Guardian duties. It would serve to form a connection between the Keepers and the Guardians as well.
Hmm. Let me think. Kumbhakarna. To be honest with you, I have not seen him do a lick of theurging. Ever.
I know he is a more martially inclined theurge. I know he can make Gaia's breaths, but other than that, I have not seen him do a whole lot either.
I mean, and trust me, I can appreciate the warrior spirit and his eagerness to get in the thick of things as a theurge, but like I said, I still haven't seen him do any theurging, so I'm gonna have to say no to that. I'm a little disappointed in Alana with all the stuff that was going on. And when I asked her and Felix about Chimnage with the Wind Spirits, none of them seemed to know who was owing what. So I wasn't impressed with that.
I think you know my opinion regarding Alana.
I think Alana means well and she knows what she's doing. But I don't know. That last talk I had with her just really left a bad taste in my mouth.
I will say one thing regarding that.
Hmm.
When was the last time that you saw her do something for the Sept?
Mm, well, I guess if I had to think about it this long, probably been a minute. So yeah, I honestly I can't recall.
Exactly.
And who else? Maria?
Maria and Felix. And 10 Point, of course. 10 Point is also a keeper like myself.
Yes. Very impressive 10 point. I would not have any problems with 10 point being in the Guardian Corps. Felix, I would be okay with him being in the Guardian Corps. Maria, I still need to see more from her, though seeing her defend the Sept did help with my initial impression of her. So I just not have met her officially yet. So, and obviously I would be okay with you being in the Guardian Corps. But in the meantime, if you could talk to the Keeper of the Land and see if he would be okay with that, let me know. And if he says yes, talk to the Warder and let him know that you want to join the Guardian Corps.
I will do so. But
Anybody else that's Theurge or Galliard that does not know the song, make sure that they know it. And if they give you any problems, let them know that I told you to do it. And if they have a problem with that, then they can come see me personally.
I will make sure that everyone will know. Although I do not know at this point who knows it and who doesn't. As I said, I know I taught seriously, I taught 10 Point, I taught Lisa, but she's, well, I will make another call for any Theurge or Galliard that doesn't know it yet to come and see me.
Good.
But like I said, it might be a good idea to have a guardian connected to someone who knows the song so that they can accompany them on patrols.
Yeah, I might bring in Felix for that. He, actually, Felix and 10 Point might be okay with that as well. Oh, they're both okay for that, I think. I will talk to them and make sure that they'll be okay with that.
Yes. I think Teresa and Saoirse could be connected easily since they are back. I could accompany Will on his patrols. And what other guardians do you have at the moment?
Will, Teresa, me, Aiden. Template could go with Aiden.
And 10 points, yes.
And to be honest with you, that's really about it.
We seem to be short-handed on guardians and keepers then.
Yeah, it's always something. But we'll manage. It's just the way it is.
Could you handle giving the guardians the where to do this? I think that would be more easily accepted coming from you than coming from me.
Mm-hmm. I'll talk to the warder. Let him know that I've decided to agree with him on that. I don't know why, like I said, why he was wanting my permission for that, but I'll let him know that's what we decided to do.
Yes.
I'll let you in on a little secret. Gotta promise not to tell anybody, though. Promise.
I never tell secrets.
Well, I know you probably know that Will's met with the Will workers, correct?
Yes. I know one has visited his dreams. I was there for this.
Yeah. Well, I met one of them. Not the same ones that might be entering Will's dreams, but another one. As far as I know, they're pretty much who I would call their leader, in a sense. And I sent Felix with her to Prague to learn more about this meteorite. Apparently, there was some contact there that had more information for them and how to
What?
maybe handle the situation. I don't know the nature of the contact, but considering as much as we know from the information that I got from you guys and how we've been handling it thus far, I really didn't have much choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather do that than sit on my hands and be partly responsible for the end of the world, God forbid. So, still waiting to hear back from that, but hopefully we'll see what kind of fruit that bears. So, if it does, you'll be hearing from me soon.
All right.
I can't imagine we have too much longer, considering that that thing's basically cracking on the outside and those juices or whatever it is flowing out of it.
Yeah. I wonder why that is, though. As far as I understood it, that song kept it asleep. Might need to check on it in the Umbral site again to see if the song has changed or if it's still playing.
Well, whatever you do, yeah, my blessing. Just all I ask is that you let me know what you find
I'll
out.
keep you informed. Yes.
Hmm.
No. Never mind.
What? Speak on.
I was just thinking about you and me and about how we are brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering how others would view it if they would know. And then I was wondering whether we should let them know.
Me personally, I don't care. I have no problem with claiming you as my sister.
When we first found out, I could not appreciate it as much as I do now. I'm just not sure what it would matter.
It really shouldn't matter to anybody else. And to be honest with you, with as short as our days seem to be, figuratively, anyways, and with all that we deal with, and family is important. You shouldn't have to hide that.
No, and if something would happen to you, I would want to be able to honor you the same way as I honor Tabisa.
Hmm. If I should perish while I'm here, just know that I'd rather you just set my body to the torch and let my ashes go with the breeze. I will not be needing this anymore. Where I'll be heading, I'll be more than fine, and I'll have everything I need. Don't feel that you have to take me back home, especially not with everything going on there.
I do not think I would be even allowed to.
Probably not. But to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever told anybody that. So as long as you know, you can make sure that is done. I can't lie though, Tlate, I've been having thoughts about going back home
Why?
to reclaim it. Reclaim it from the hellhole that's, was caused partly because of me, because I took part in that war that caused that. It's just, it's tricky now
As
because
more.
the pure tribers are there.
Well, as you said earlier, we would need to start somewhere. if you would want to go there to reclaim this, I would be more than willing to walk with you.
You would?
Yes.
I'll be glad to have you at my side. It's daunting thinking about it. That whole situation, I don't even know how or why the pure tribes thought to go over there, though it's ironic. And to be honest with you, it's in some sense of twisted humor, it's actually quite funny.
Yes. Now think on that, the humor. Who do you think would have such a sense of humor?
Hmm. Uh, mm, I don't know. It'd have to be. I don't know. I would take that as like a ragabash joke, a really bad ragabash joke.
I can assure you it was not a ragabash joke.
Oh, so you know
It was a theurge joke.
which the urge.
A theurge with a very unique sense of humor.
Well, right now, the only funny theory I see right now is you.
Funny. Me.
Hmm. Playing games with me.
Oh. Katori Raya once mentioned to me that he sent word out to the pure tribes.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you now that that slab of bacon I was going to leave at the Ectonus ride is probably going to be a little bit smaller.
He told me he did it to protect those lands, but also to teach them a lesson, as I believe the Get came to this sept. I do not know the full
I don't know either.
details.
Huh. Well, I can't deny that we are ones for taking Karens off people who can't, off Garu who can't, defend it. Uh, we have earned that
There
rap.
is a growl coming from Tlate mouth at that point.
Yeah, he doesn't blame her. Trust me, I felt the same sting of that when we came back from the Amazon and found out all those damn people from Chicago are here.
Yes.
It's a little bit humbling, yes.
Although I have not seen him do much lately.
I have not either, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. I wanted to do something about it, but Garrett told me not to. Just let it be. So, taking his advice, because he's never wrong.
I do not know Garrett enough to claim he is always right or never wrong.
I might have been exaggerating a bit, but he's always been the big picture kind of person, and I've come to learn that, and he's instilled that in me. So the bottom line is that though I might not like what they did, we're still on the same side.
Yes, but I must say the lack of presence of some of them worries me. I have not seen much from the Keeper of the Land, and with only 2 keepers to tend to the lands and the shrines, it is a lot of work.
Yes. And that can be rectified. Yes. You climb rank and you challenge them.
Me,
Additionally, yes, I think you should. Following in the steps of your master Katori, I think it would be fitting. And I think he would be proud of you if you did so. I'd be proud of you.
I will think on it, but we do still need keepers, and Metis Alpha is already a problem, which I can imagine so. I'm not sure of a Metis Keeper of the Lands.
Well, you let the people who have problems with it have problems, and then they'll make themselves apparent. And if things need to be dealt with, it'll be dealt with. And if they have a problem with it, they can challenge you for the position. If not, then they can fuck off.
I will
We
keep it in
got
mind.
we got fucking a war to fight. We have responsibilities to this cairn to protect it. I ain't got time for that type of bullshit. And if you are the guard for the job, you should be the guard for the job. That's as simple as that.
I am not sure if I am.
Well, between now and then, you'll figure it out. Besides, to be honest with you, I don't even think I was ready or am worthy of being Wormfoe, and yet here I am. I don't even think if you were ready, if you knew you are worthy of being, you would never be prepared for it. Leadership is just thrust upon you, and it's on you to kind of do what you can do with it. And people are always going to complain. They're always going to bitch and moan. This could always be done better. Yet, all they're doing is bitching and moaning. They're not really helping the situation. If they can do better, then they need to challenge you and make it happen. And if not, then they can shut the fuck up. It's as simple as that, you know? And like I said, you're always one with ideas and initiatives. So I think you have it in you. You should try at least. But that's on you to figure out whether you want to do it or not.
I will think on what you said.
Whatever you decide, whether you do or you don't, my opinion of you won't change. I'll be happy with whatever you decide. But I really think you should definitely give it a chance.
Mm. Do you still have someone to train with in the mornings?
Well, with the cub, Joe having died and the recent going ons, not so much. Though I tend to train alone if I need to. I do catch the occasional kinfolk or Gara who wants to participate, and that's always fine. I have no problem with that. And the offer is always open to you.
Tapisa and you agreed on 5 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would very much like to train with you.
I would be honored to have you.
And I will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Sure thing.
And yeah, I think Tlate will kind of dive under and will swim to the shore.
Yep. And Eric will kind of roll and swim towards the shore as well. And he'll come up to Tlate, and whether she's paying attention or not, he takes a moment. It almost seems like he's hesitating, but he will lean over and throw an arm around her.
She will freeze for a moment as he does that. And then kind of like as if she's telling herself to relax, she'll basically return the arm.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, he'll let it linger for like an awkward like few seconds, and then he'll let go, and like he'll stand up, and because she's shorter than him, much shorter.
Oh yeah.
And he's right, and he'll kind of about face and hurriedly collect his things, and kind of walk off, kind of quickly, like very awkwardly.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, just as awkward as that. Probably even blushing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She'll collect her things and go into definitely a different direction.
And I think with that, we could probably end our scene.
Yes.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene for Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York.